from the Papagino days. So we fucking, like, you guys know I talk about Matt and Stewie all the time. So there's American Matt, and then there's Canadian Matt. All right, guys. Welcome to Survivor Runeterra, Season 4, Episode 12, titled 6 Devilish Liars. To your right, you see the list of every single person that's been voted out in the game up until this point. If you don't know what this is Survivor, the hit reality TV show. I'm going to basically play an episode for you. It's going to take about an hour. And by the end of the episode, there will be somebody voted out. So there's only 6 people left in the game. After tonight, there will only be 5. So I can go ahead and show you guys who the last 6 people in the game are. The last 6 in the game are Bram, Gwen, Zillion, Viego, Nyla, and Pike. So my question to you guys, before the episode even begins, who's going home tonight? Out of the 6 that are left. You can see everybody else that's been eliminated. Everybody that's in black and white was eliminated before the merge. Everybody that was in copper, was like the shiny bronze color, they were voted out post merge. That's also your jury right there too, is everybody that's copper colored. Did my phone die? Yes. Okay, I'll plug it in. There we go. Oh, it's charting. Nyla's going home. We'll see about that. Make sure to hydrate, guys. Do an inaugural sipper ripper. Yeah, Destin was picked Zeri, and Destin went pretty far. Zeri was a winner pick that was taken out at like top 8 or top 9. Like she was. They really, like, a lot of people really wanted her to win, so it was pretty shocking. You could say something similar about tonight's vote. We'll have to see. Fan favorites, they're fan favorites for a reason. They play big, loud games, and the enemy team might respect that. I mean, not the enemy team. The people on their beach might respect it, or they might say, hey, this guy's got to go. So, we'll see. Sometimes the tallest nail gets nailed down first, right? Isn't that the phrase? I gotta cheer for Viego and Gwen. Hell yeah. We'll see. Here we go. All right, let's kick it off, ladies and gentlemen. So this is the Gaia tribe. I'm just gonna let you understand how the rules work to understand how we're gonna get to the end of the game. So at top 6 there will be immunity, and then this is the last time an idol can be played. Then we'll do the top 5 immunity challenge. Finally, and then there is no top 4 immunity. The final immunity will be decided by fire making. So it's not, I wouldn't put final immunity. Sorry, I'm high. I'm just going to change this to fire making. So there's 2 more immunity challenges left, 2 more tribal councils, and then there is one final immunity challenge at top 4, and then whoever that person wins will decide who gets to sit next to them at the end, and whoever is in 3rd and 4th place will battle it out in fire making to decide who will be your 3rd finalist. And then those 3 finalists are going to give a speech to the jury, all the people in black and white down here, as to why they deserve the $1 million, why they deserve to win Survivor this season. Like, what were all the moves they pulled off? And speaking of moves, I actually went ahead and wrote down all the moves that these guys pulled off this season so that you guys can get a quick recap of how the top 6 have played the game so far. Looking at the alliances, we have this like weird Pike kind of on his own. Gwen and Viego have seemingly teamed back up. And then you have Nyla and Bram who are working with Zillion, but not really. I would say in terms of like tight duos, if I had to be more honest, I'd probably say these 2. She's kind of a floater. And then these 2. And then he's kind of a floater. So it's really going to determine a lot of, well, it's going to come down to the 3 pieces that make up the Survivor puzzle. Part 1 is conversations on the beach. Part 2 is a challenge, and part 3 is more conversations on the beach so that they can go to tribal council. So, and that's kind of the format for every episode of Survivor. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the accolades, shall we? We got Braum. Braum has 3 immunity wins this season. Hang on, I'm gonna make the screen a little bit smaller so you can see the full name tag. Braum has 3 immunity wins this season. He's played an honest game. He has no votes against him so far. Nobody's written Braum's name down. He has successfully pivoted after the MF vote. So after he lost his number 1 ally, he continued to find his way into the majority alliances and never get his name written down. That's pretty powerful stuff. Even after winning 3 immunities. He's also he's tied for the most correct votes in the game. So he hasn't been blindsided or lied to when it came to writing people's names down. He's been mostly correct. I'm gonna take a ripper real quick. But that's Braum's game, guys. He's a challenge beast who's just honestly an honest soul. He's just a nice guy. It's really all Braum's shtick. We have Gwen. Gwen's got 3 things going for her. She voted out Zeri. She's most voted against in the pre-merge. And she has a hidden immunity idol at Final 6. Which means even if she doesn't win immunity tonight, if she plays the idol for herself, she is guaranteed a spot in the top 5. She is guaranteed a spot in the finale. She has a 1 in 5 shot at $1 million if she plays this idol on herself tonight. She was the most targeted player in the pre-merge, and she voted out Zeri, which was considered like the front runner of the season. Everybody really thought Zeri could win it all. She was the last person from Pele. Her whole entire tribe got voted out in the post-merge, and it was literally just her left. And she single-handedly survived like 3 or 4 tribals after that. Like she should have gone home and she just kept surviving. So like she had that winner pick energy, you know what I mean? Let's keep going. Zillion has a successful idol play. Most votes against in the entire season. He eliminated Zyra. He has the Guardian Angel play and he stole an idol. His only like negative trait is that he built the Triforce Alliance. And if you don't know what this was, it consisted of Zyra and Lux. And both of those players were voted out like literally the day after he made the alliance. Like he made the alliance and I think that like lulled them into a false hope. And then he just boom, like voted both of them out like that. So yeah, I mean, Zillion, he also has the nickname of being the master of tricks. That's kind of like what the players are calling him. That's his nickname. Braum, he has been titled Meat Shield. Gwen is the biggest liar. Like she can use her she's just really good at manipulating people. It's the best way to put it. She's manipulated herself through so many votes in the game, and even though she lost allies, she always found another one, like always. So she's just like a cockroach. She won't die. Let's move on. We went through all his Zillion stuff. Yeah, so he's like the master of tricks. He's been a master with advantages and idols this season. We get Viego. Viego's tagline would probably be like, I would literally just call him the Ruined King, because like that's really how he's played this season. He's wanted to be like, I would call him the Ruined King because he isn't necessarily what Nyla is. Nyla is, she's the Charlie Brown of the season, dude. Actually, no, she's just the purple edit, dude. That's the best way to put it. And I can explain what a purple edit is. He's the Charlie Brown, because nothing has really gone his way. He's been a big target this season, but also like he's made a lot of mistakes and he's been lied to a lot. So, and I think he acknowledges that in one of his monologues tonight. He has the successful safety without power advantage that he used. He's the second most voted against player in the game. He has 2 immunity wins, and he still has the Forsaken 4 alliance, even though he's missing Poppy and Zeri. Poppy and Zeri were both Ravu members. They're both purple members. So technically, he still has him and Pike and Gwen, and Tika has the majority going into the final 5 or final 6. Actually, no, I think it's a tie. Hang on. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. No, it's a tie. It's 3 green, 3 purple right now. All right, here we go. Forsaken 4, Poppy and Zeri, and he voted out Lux, which was a big one because Lux was like, before Gwen, Lux was probably considered to be the best liar on the beach. And then Nyla finally is the purple edit. She is the biggest underdog of the season. What a purple edit is, if you don't know what it is, it's Survivor like lingo for basically someone who didn't get as much screen time as everybody else, and even though they made it to the very end of the game, they haven't really contributed a lot to the season. And Nyla is a really good example of that. What has she done this season, guys? Can you tell me? For those of you that have watched the episodes, what do you know about Nyla's character? Is there anything you can tell me at all, stream chat? I'll be surprised if you can. If not, then yeah, she's the purple edit. Jake's fucking racist. No, it happens to one person every season. She yapped a lot. Yeah, that's a good thing. She talked a big game and she hasn't done shit with it yet. She's been this like super positive, like fucking I'm gonna win every challenge and hasn't won a challenge yet. So is she gonna be that way tonight? That is the question. I hope you guys are enjoying this little recap I put at the start of the episode. I wanted you guys to have it fresh in your minds just how these players have played throughout the season going into the final 5 next week, or in 2 weeks. I might have it done in a week. Who knows? That would be hype if I just whipped it out a week early. I gave it 2 weeks because I want to make sure I could really... This episode, it took me like 3 sit-down sessions, and it actually has a lot of love in it. Like, you're going to see a lot of really cool shit this episode. We got an hour till wrestling, so I got to start hauling ass. Yeah, she kind of sucks. But she also has the most correct votes in the game. She's tied. So if Braum were to go home, it would boost her game significantly because she would have most correct votes in the game and she'd have no votes against her. Those are both titles that Braum has. So her and Braum are if we talk about people who have similar games, they have very similar games, which makes sense. They're both from Ravu. And then finally Pike. Pike flipped on Poppy last week. That is his biggest accomplishment to this date, was cutting out Poppy and pulling in Viego to make Viego his number 1 again. He has 1 immunity win. He played the idol to save Gwen, which has been huge for his game because saving Gwen early on has made her like such a loyal ally. She has had his back all season. He lost allies though. His big negative is that he lost allies in Zyra, Zeri, and Samira. So there is people out there that are still walking around on this beach that have lied to this man, and he wants revenge. And he is going to do everything in his power to make sure he gets that revenge. Who he's coming after will definitely be clear by the end of today. All right, let's get into the actual episode. So we're going to start off with some Braum confessionals. Braum says, I admire Set's gameplay the most. I hope he'll vote for me once I reach the end with 4 immunity wins under my belt. So Braum's looking to win the challenge today. He's looking good. He's in his beach mode, which means, he's feeling himself. And he's thinking about Set, which is weird because Set's in this fucking... Wow, there's a lot of Set thigh. I didn't know there was so much Set thigh in this picture. I always look at his face because, like, the ring and the light and the flowers and the glasses, like, it looks so cool. The tape on his nose. The little fucking knots of tubes in his ear. Like, dude, they went all out with this skin. And then oh, hey... So yeah, he's looking to go get 4 immunity wins, and that's how he's going to carve his name out as sole survivor. He says, misfortune was easily my... So it looks like he's thinking about the jury, because in every slide it's Braum and a jury member, someone who's on the jury. Misfortune was easily my biggest ally in this game once we reached the merge. I know she would be proud of me for how far I've come. Tonight's vote is about survival. Pike would be a fool to keep Viego around any longer. If he doesn't, it'll sink his own game. I like the sink reference to Pike. It's kind of a fun pun. But yeah, Braum's speaking truth. Tonight's about fucking being scrappy because, like, he's got very low chances that he gets his 4th immunity win, but if he does get it, then it's huge, and he can really hopefully pivot the way the game's gonna end. Or if he doesn't get it, he's gonna have to get even scrappier to survive. Like, Brahm's feeling himself, dude. I like it. Brahm, we got a positive, fucking confident Brahm tonight. We hear from Nyla. Nyla says, oh shit, she's talking about Brahm. Brahm has been the ultimate meat shield up until this point. Oh, she used the nickname. Now that Poppy is gone, now is the logical time to stop his immunity wins and send him home. Leaving Zillion and Viego in the final 5 guarantees my spot at the end. So she thinks Zillion and Viego being targets are better as shields to get to the late game, and taking out Brahm to ensure that he doesn't get the most immunity wins is her goal. She can tie Zillion and Viego if she wins the next 2 immunities in the row. She can't tie Brahm. So that's, I think, what she's going for. She says, my ultimate battle plan is to defeat him at the challenge today and finally win my first immunity when it matters the most. He's been a great ally, but he'll make an even better jury member, one who will definitely vote for me. Okay, so not only does she want to beat Brahm in the challenge, she wants to send Brahm home too. Like, she's ready to send Brahm packing. She wants to be the last Ravu member on this beach, which is something we've seen happen when it gets down to 2. Like, they get manic, they get like hungry and like try to take each other out. It's kind of funny. She says, if my vision is correct, this will be the final 5. So Nyla is predicting it'll be her, Viego, Gwen, Zillion, and Pike. She's hoping Brahm will be going home tonight, so that's her goal. Don't let Tones see this. Yeah, right. We hear from Pike, and he says, Viego and I made a pact to work together until Brahm has been defeated. Tonight, I'm feeling really good about writing his name down. That's 2 people that want Brahm going home. Especially since I was the one who flipped on Poppy last week. So, Brahm and Pike are both thinking, Nyla and Pike are both thinking to go on the offensive this week. They're not worried about their own names getting written down. They want to take somebody out and continue to carve out their destiny. Nyla has been this way for weeks. Pike hasn't really been this way until last week. And last week he said he was going to do something and he fucking did it. He took Poppy out. So if he takes out Brahm next and Brahm's next on his list, Pike would be 2 for 2. We hear from Gwen and Pike. So he's thinking about Gwen. That's why she's in this picture frame. And I kind of like it because he's looking down at her. And he says, it does linger in the back of my mind, though. Am I making a mistake? Gwen and Nyla have had my back for weeks. But I worry if she can beat me in the end. What Viego told me last week still haunts me. I haven't been sleeping. So Pike's the first one to mention it. I gotta turn the music down a little bit. It's kind of aggressive. What the fuck is these, like, whistles and shit? Here, go to this. Disney Plus. Shut up. Sorry, guys. So there's a lot to break down in this little paragraph. So the first thing he says is he's all down to take out Brahm. Hang on, I can't speak over fucking stupid Disney Plus ad. Since when do ads on YouTube play fully? Where's the skip ad button? Doesn't that exist? There it is. That was terrible. Chill hop, groovy summer beats. This should be good. I think I start singing because then I'll have to change it. Nah, it's just a vibe. Look at him. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'll put my string back up on my phone. Yeah, he says, am I making a mistake? Like, does he need to take out Gwen instead, basically? Gwen and Nyla have been working together to help Pike to get to the end. That's looking like their final 3 is Gwen, Pike, Nyla.
Is that right?
But Viego has been really getting under Pike's skin, and he's making him worry that Gwen is a way bigger threat than anybody else on this beach. If you remember, and I don't mind flashing back to last week because this is a really interesting conversation. Pike and Viego have this conversation. I'm going to show it to you guys again. He says, I know how rocky things have been, but I need your help. And Pike says, our truce was until we defeated Braum and MF. The Ravu 4 is crumbling. Braum should be open. So Pike's been trying to take Braum out. And he says, it needs to be Gwen. I know you two are allies, but she found the idol and she's dangerous. And Pike says, she's basically assumed MF's role. Now that she has an idol, ... Gwen has been my ally, but she also cost me Zyra and Samira. She's easily the best liar out here. She's everything Lux wanted to be. So she became MF by... When MF went home, Gwen took over that role because she became Braum's #1 ally. And then Gwen is also the reason why Zyra and Samira were voted out, which are two of his bigger allies. Like, those were his allies. And then finally, she's been lying to people, which makes her everything Lux wanted to be, and Lux got voted out. It's like Gwen has been like a chameleon, bro. Like, just slowly absorbing the abilities of every single person that's been voted out of the game. And he says, if we don't do something about this, she'll cut us both loose and be the last Tika standing. She'll gain the reputation that Zeri would have had too. You've convinced me more than enough. Tonight we target Gwen. So the boys did target Gwen. Of course they fail. And end up pivoting their vote to Poppy. But there's these like really interesting notes of the fact that like she is really becoming like MF, like Lux, like Zeri. And so she's dangerous, bro. And that's really been fucking Pike up. And the final part of this paragraph that I'm just kind of breaking down for you guys is where he says, I haven't been sleeping. So island fatigue is very real. These guys are the top 6 and they've been on the beach for 35 days. So you're going to hear a lot more of the castaways talk about like how exhausted they are and shit. All right, I'm going to dip out. Have a good rest of the stream. Take it easy, Galaxy. We hear from Pike and he says, tonight's about locking in and making sure there is no room for error. Whoever goes home, let's make one thing clear. It was because I wrote your name down. Whoever it was will be writing my name on that $1 million check. Okay, Pike. God damn. Pike's locking in, bro. He says he's fucking making sure he goes 2 for 2 on wanting to vote people out tonight, whether it's Braum or Gwen. We hear from Gwen, who has her idol, right? Top 6. And she says, tonight's about weighing my options. These guys are right. I wrote a lot of paragraphs. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to read these fast. Tonight's about weighing my options. I'm guaranteed a spot in the final 5 thanks to my hidden immunity idol. I have an alliance with Viego that I imagine only lasts until the idol is gone. Pike is my best option to work with for tonight and tomorrow's vote. If Viego makes it through, I won't be too mad. I know how dangerous Ilian is. So yeah, she's like, I'm fucking safe no matter what. She's gonna keep up her alliance with Pike because she likes Pike. And she just said like she's not too worried about Viego's gameplay. Again, he's starting to be labeled as Charlie Brown. Someone who tries to do stuff and can't do it. If you look back on his like every episode, he's had to pivot a lot. And he's only still here because other people like Pike and Gwen have saved his ass quite a bit. So I think, and he'll say something about this that'll be interesting. You'll hear it later. What does she say? She says, Zillion is definitely the biggest performer on this stage. The jury might not respect him, but if he survives to the end using nothing but advantages and lying, they'll have no choice but to vote for him. The guy's been voted out and came back. That's never been done before. Of course, I have to consider how dangerous Braum is too. In my eyes, both men are more dangerous than Viego. So she further buries Viego's gameplay by just hyping up like the point of like how dangerous Braum and Zillion are. It's kind of crazy to think about. Everybody left in the game is a big fucking threat. I would say the only 2 people that aren't nearly as big of threats as the top 4 would be like Pike and Nyla. Pike and Nyla don't have nearly as much gameplay as the rest of these guys. The other 4 are just absolutely cooking. Like it's any one of them could easily win the game if they made it to the end, depending on who they're sitting next to. And finally, she says, manipulating Viego and Pike's trust to gain information and then using my idol to negate their votes could be the game-winning move of the season. Zyra tried a few weeks back and failed in saving herself in the process. If I mess this up, I could get myself eliminated. So finally, she puts the feather in her cap about how she's potentially going to be using her idol tonight on somebody else. She's going to take a gamble. Like either A, she wins immunity and she'll be able to, or she takes a gamble and she could potentially get herself voted out. And yeah, this is referencing what Zyra tried to do a few weeks ago. Zyra played the idol for Zeri, but didn't realize that Zillion was waiting for that move, played his idol, and then voted out Zyra. So she's got to be careful if she's going to try to pull off what Zeri did. But again, it feeds into her character about how she's kind of like the chameleon. She's been playing up everybody else's game basically. And okay, it's time to hear from Viego. So yeah, this is how I built the episode this week, because I did the recap of the season, and then I built 3 slides for each player, and then I did some like meetup conversations, and then we'll get to the challenge. Viego's got a lot to say, so let's see what he says. He references the Charlie Brown shit. I haven't been able to stake my claim in this game like I've wanted to. I was blindsided by allies and eventually lost Poppy and Zeri, members of my Forsaken 4 alliance. The only way I can win this game is if I correct my wrongs and take out Gwen and Pike, the ones who took my allies out to begin with. So that is very true. Gwen and Pike, in a sense, have been voting out people that Viego has tried to work with in the merge, in the post merge. That's what's making him look like a Charlie Brown. Is he goes, oh, I want to work with Zeri. Zeri gets voted out. Okay, I want to work with Poppy. Poppy gets voted out. So they're making him look like a bitch by voting out his allies and thinking that he's just going to stay complacent to them because they've been allies for the entire game. I don't think Viego is down to play that game any longer. I think he's completely done fucking around. Like any hope of, like, his eyes are open. He sees what's going on now, and that's scary. He says, we're entering the final battle, and I can't have any loose ends that reflect my mistakes in this game. If that means cutting them loose and leaving Zillion and Braum to deal with in the end, then so be it. I am loving this version of Viego. He is dangerous, ladies and gentlemen. It's the best way to describe it. And he says, I'm sorry, darling. I've enjoyed our little dance, but I'm afraid your time has come. Getting past that fickle idol of yours will be my only caveat. Voting Pike tonight would be a much harder sell, of course. It would leave me open for a counterattack. Tonight is about making the right choice. So, something I did really cool is a bunch of players do it. I think Gwen did it too. Nope. Did Braum do it? I think Braum did it. He says, tonight's vote is about survival. Nyla said she didn't do it. Okay, so Braum does it and Viego does it. They both talk about like what their plans are tonight. I like that. That, like, it's a writing technique. It doesn't matter. Zillion says, so that's all caught up with Viego. Let's go to Zillion. He says, my old bones ache from sleeping on this damn beach because they're 35 days in. If I could just get one night of good sleep, I might be able to function. Seems my threat levels have gone down for the meantime. Losing Poppy last night definitely hurts my game, so finding out which of my alliance voted her out is who I'll want gone next. And then he quickly goes back into regular Zillion mode, and he's like, my assumption would be Pike. He's spot on. Pike has voted out Poppy. He's interested in keeping his close alliance with Viego. I also see how close he is with Gwen and Nyla. Seems like he's the glue holding them all together. Alas, taking him out is not the move. I must think harder. If only I had some food. And he says, a storm is coming. The next few days will be nothing but rain and thunder. Only got to survive for a few more days and I'll be able to see my wife again. Another ick is Viego taking away that opportunity for me. He's talking about reading the letters from home, especially since she's been in the hospital. She begged me to go play this game, so if I win, I'm doing it for both of us. We learned a lot about Zillion this episode. Holy shit. So first off, he's human. He's been humanized like a crazy amount by talking about like being the oldest guy on the beach and, 35 days of sleeping on a fucking wood bed is kicking his ass. And then he also talks about how he's hungry. And finally he talks about his wife who was like sick in the hospital and told him to go play the game anyways. He's a I wanted to show more character for him. He has a conversation with Braum and he says, here, old man, drink this and eat this fish I cooked for you. Got to keep up your strength if you're going to help me win this game. And he goes, Braum, filling my water jug and cooking me dinner? You really are the nicest person on this beach. This is just a sweet moment. Like, Braum approaches Zillion for the first, meetup, I guess you would call it, conversation of the day. And it's just him bringing him food, trying to keep the old man in it. Because they're they're some of the last Ravu members left in the game. They gotta trust each other. That's at least how Braum sees it. We get Nyla and Gwen. I love in the purple contrast here. Also, this almost looks like they're in the same scene because of the way I use the splash art. You see that? Isn't that cool? I love some of the artwork shit I do. when he talks about doing Last Dance with her, it almost looks like this blends into the background, like it's a PNG. Isn't that cool? She says, Nyla, we're the final 2 women left in Survivor. It's sad to say, but the majority of the jury is women. I want one of us to win this game no matter what. I trust you and want you to know that I found the idol. I'm playing it on myself tonight and guaranteeing my spot in the final 5. And Nyla says, you found the idol, the last idol? Congratulations. And yes, I agree. We must take out one of these boys, but which one? So the girls are cooking up a plan. They're cooking something up. And we finally, the last duo we're going to hear from is Viego and Pike. So I use the color palette for the duo conversation. So it's like brown and green. I love it. Purple. And then like blue and green. It's cool. We don't need to vote out Braum tonight if he doesn't win immunity. Zillion has been losing steam. Together with Gwen, we can make it to the final 3. And he says, let's take Gwen out tonight and deal with Braum and Zillion at final 5. Nyla is willing to work with us to take Braum and Zillion down. So if Nyla is 100% in Pike's back pocket, then yeah, he wants to take out Gwen. But Viego's looking to take out Braum. Now, is he just lying to Pike because he doesn't trust him anymore? I think that's what's happening here. I think he doesn't trust Pike and Gwen. Look at him. Look at the look in his eye, dude. He doesn't give a fuck about this guy anymore. And it's 2 steely-eyed bastards that are going to war, I think, finally, before Braum even gets voted out. We've been waiting for Pike and Viego to go to war for a long time, guys. They've been seemingly in a truce this entire time. So final breakdown alliance is Viego and Pike, Gwen and Nyla, Zillion and Braum. Seemingly those are just the last conversations that happened. I would say that the alliances are so fucking fluid at this point that I couldn't just stick them together and give you guys an idea of who's working together. So Jeff approaches the beach. He's never done this, and he goes, for today's challenge, you'll be split into 2 groups. First team to score 3 points will get a chance at winning immunity. Or I think it's a word correct there. Should be 4. 4 years? It should be 4 years, yeah. I like the Spider-Man emote. I'm glad I kept that one. It's not first to score 3 points. It's first to, like, it's a best of 3. So whoever scores 2, basically. So it's a relay race. So how it's going to work is one person's going to do one thing, then they're going to hand it off to the next person, and then the third person is going to try to score or whatever. So for this challenge, one person is going to run out into the water and grab a bag of balls, and they're going to give that bag of ball. They're going to run all the way back and give the bag of balls to the guy with the slingshot. That person's going to power the slingshot and try to shoot it off into the beach. And then there's 2 people out there with lacrosse sticks, and the 2 people with lacrosse sticks are going to try to catch the fucking ball or whatever. And first person to catch the ball wins a point for their team. So this is the challenge. Here we go. So it's Pike versus Viego, because these are the teams, just so you guys know. So Team A is Gwen, Zillion, and Pike. Team B is Nyla, Viego, and Braum. Oh, yeah, you saw the picture? It looks really dumb.
Yeah.
Let me move them around real quick so you can see who's doing what. So it's Viego versus Pike on the race. It's Zillion versus Braum for the slingshot, which kind of seems like a disadvantage, right? And then Gwen and Nyla are on catching duty. So slingshots, running, and catching. Those are the 3 things that they have to do to win this challenge. And that's just to decide who will get a chance at winning immunity. So one team is going to win, and then those 3 are going to do individual immunity against each other. So it's a 2-part challenge. So here we go. And it's not 7-18. I gotta keep cooking, boys. Does anybody have any questions? No, we're big chilling. Manny with the watch time, 1 month, 12 days. Joey with the watch time, 2 months, 15 days. Joey with the followage, 3 years, 8 months. Joey is not following.
It should be 4 years, but like I unfollowed you because like I was a little ass kid back then, so you know. Serious, dude. I really unfollowed you.
I genuinely couldn't tell you what happened between us. I have no idea, and I don't even want to think about it.
Maybe I can, but nah.
I was like, I don't even want to think about it. I'm happy. Life's good. Let's keep going. So that's what their guys are doing. Here we go. So Pike versus Viego, and they look goofy as shit. But also, don't look at Viego's bulge. Nobody look at that. I didn't want to put the box here though, because it looks like he's naked. What's worse, seeing the bulge or not seeing the bulge? Is imagining the bulge worse than actually seeing it? Yes. All right. Pike versus Viego. Pike is super fast. Viego can't keep up with Pike's speed. Pike gets the lead. Zillion and Braum on slingshots. Ignore that they're the exact same picture, okay? Please ignore that. Zillion takes his time aiming. Braum doesn't think at all and launches it. So Braum just fucking booms it, and Zillion takes his time, like, calculating an angle and shit. Gwen struggles to fight off Nyla. Nyla gets wicked physical. Nyla scores. 1 point for Nyla's team. Let's go. All right, round 2. Pike isn't as fast. He used too much speed in the first round. Warmed up Viego takes the lead. Zillion remembers the angle and fires immediately. Braum's foot slips, getting his positioning. So Braum struggles. Zillion fucking gets that shit no problem. Gwen counters Nyla this time. Nyla leaps into the air. Gwen scores 1-1. All right, boys, who's winning? Going into round 3. So you've seen them compete a little bit. I can go back through it. So in the first round, Pike outran Viego. But in round 2, Pike wasn't nearly as fast, and Viego was able to beat him. In round 1, Zillion took too long aiming, and Braum fucking just blasted that shit. And in round 2, Zillion knew exactly where the angle was and was able to do it right away. This time, Braum tried rushing it, and his foot slipped. Then you got Gwen, who was struggling to deal with Nyla's physicality. And then in the second round, she countered her, leaping into the air, and was able to beat her. So now it's tied 1-1. Who's winning, boys? Team A or Team B, Joey? See if you can. You got a 50-50 shot at predicting this. Are you a gambling man? Stream chat? I know there's grooves in the water bottle right here. That's a good yawn. It's lo-fi fucking me up. Huh. Alright, here we go. Bam. Oh shit, I just skipped a fucking piece, my bad. It's right here. Pike goes full speed. Viego copies Pike's form and moves just as fast. So they're tied. Zillion's arms are getting tired. Braum is also fatigued. He takes a moment and then fires. So again, basically tied. Finally, Nyla and Gwen. Gwen fights Nyla off with one arm. Nyla locks her legs into Gwen. Who has the upper hand, though? Gwen has one hand down. So Nyla being able to use her other arm to just get that last minute jump in the air, and boom. Nyla takes it, ladies and gentlemen. So the final 3 going to individual immunity are going to be Viego, Braum, and Nyla. One of those 3 is winning immunity tonight. Will Braum take home his 4th immunity win? Will Viego win his 3rd? Or will Nyla win her 1st? Let's see, boys. So this is not like an endurance immunity challenge. They just had a very physical challenge. So to mix it up, Jeff has given them a puzzle. Fuck, I bet Zillion wish he was in this puzzle challenge right now, guys. I bet he fucking wishes he was in this puzzle challenge. He would have crushed it. Let's take a look. So Viego struggles with the puzzle the most. He dropped 18 times. There's Viego struggling with the puzzle. Ignore the body doubles. I couldn't get the right bodies for this. I just liked the pictures, so I kept the pictures and put faces on them. Just ignore that part. Also, say hi to Sue in the background. Hi, Sue. All right. In second, or in the second, no, can't speak English. Next person in the challenge is Braum. Braum is too fatigued to maintain his balance. Puzzle dropped 15 times. So Viego fucking dropping his puzzle the most. He's not good at this challenge. Braum also struggling with the challenge. You know who's not struggling with balance and taking their time? Nyla. Nyla goes really slow and maintains her balance. Puzzle dropped 9 times. And as you can see, her thing that stacks it. If you don't know how this puzzle works, how it works is you have to get a piece that is the letter, and you have to grab it off that barrel, and using the rope maintain that wobble board. I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's a weeble wobble. And you fucking walk up to it and keep it flat. You put the piece down, and then you have to walk back real slowly while keeping the rope straight or whatever. Grab another piece, work your way all the way back, make sure it doesn't drop, and you have to stack up a tower that says immunity. And then you have to make it back to your mat and put your feet down. Viego is not doing this well. Braum isn't doing this well. Nyla fucking kills it. As you can see, it says immunity. She makes it back to her mat. It doesn't fall. Nyla wins. first ever immunity. Gwen and I are safe tonight. Beating Braum and Viego to immunity is the sweetest thing ever. Now we will have all the voting power tonight at Tribal Council. No matter what, a man goes home tonight. So yeah, that is true. Nyla and Gwen are basically safe, and one of the 4 dudes is guaranteed to go home tonight, boys. Now time to find out who it's going to be. Oh, shit, I know. So let's put Nyla in her box. Oh, shit, hang on. And then put the 4 boys down here because they're basically subject to tear each other apart. And then put the 2 girls together. Alright. So Viego says, Gwen is driving me insane. That damn idol is the only thing saving her tonight. I have 0 leverage with that girl. She knows I want her out of this game. I need to think fast or else this might be checkmate. So we see a pissed off Viego. We haven't seen a pissed off Viego in a while. Blasphemy, says Haven. What's blasphemy, Haven? Nyla winning the challenge? You're not happy with Nyla winning the challenge? And the 2 girls basically being guaranteed safe, and now one of these 4 beautiful men have to go home tonight? Fucking big sad. You mean her talk no jutsu paid off? Her talk no jutsu paid off, dude. She talked her shit this week. And as you can see, I want to talk about something, right? In terms of like how hard these guys have been playing 35 days in and how fatigue is becoming a thing. And as you can see, you see it. Braum is fatigued. He takes a moment and then he fired. Zillion's arms are getting tired. Pike isn't as fast as he used. Too much speed in the first round. And then you go back up here and you see like Zillion talking about just being exhausted and too hungry and not sleeping well. And it's going to keep affecting the players. Like Pike talking about how he wasn't sleeping. Like they're all just fucked. And the one person who hasn't been playing nearly as hard is Nyla. She's someone who's been very good about keeping her calm, keeping her balance. And it's just now starting to pay off because everybody else is too tired to do anything. And so she's slipping through the cracks. And we got to see if we can stop her now, potentially. So, Viego, pissed off. The first person he's going to go take out his anger on is Zillion. And he says, Gwen and Nyla are safe tonight. Pike and I aren't going home tonight. Braum has his immunity wins, and you have your advantage plays. I think they think. Well, that's a lot of theys. Well, what did I wrote last? I must have been high last night. Listen to this sentence. I think they can beat you in the final challenge. Good luck saying that 5 times fast. Whatever this old man act is, I don't buy into it like everyone else. And he goes, Braum and I are the decoy votes. You are the one going home tonight. Foolish Viego. I'm 62 years old and we've been out here living on scraps for 35 days. Of course I'm tired. It's funny actually. Even after losing a soul day, you're still blind to the truth. Okay. Sorry Zillion. Damn. Zillion brought a fucking Glock to a knife fight, dude. Like I was not expecting that. He's an asshole. What a fucking menace. Look how old he looks in this slide, too. I found the oldest Zillion picture I could find, dude. And then look at him in the next slide. Ready? Besides myself, he's the smartest person left on this beach. Convincing Gwen and Nyla to vote out Viego tonight is crucial to my game if I want to win. If she won't work with me, I might have to steal Gwen's idol and vote her out instead. Hey, look at him. Fucking dickhead. Dude, this fucking guy's a menace, dude. Look at him. Look at him in one slide. Look at him in the next slide. What a fucking menace, dude. And look at Viego. He went from super angry to like, bro, were you crying? Like, were you just crying a minute ago? Look at Viego, bro. He looks like he was crying a minute ago. Like, look at his eyebrows. Dude, the fucking... Zillion's a jack-off, dude. He's such a dick. All right, here we go. Zillion continues his fucking conversation play, and he goes to Braum. And he says, Viego, Pike, Zillion, and Braum, one of us is going home tonight to lay down our weapons and focus on the women winning this game. Their biggest ally left in this game is Pike. So he's trying to turn the gears and say, hey, even if those 2 girls were to vote together, 3 of us guys can work together and vote out one person. And we would have majority over the girls. What the girls vote wouldn't matter. So he's saying, let's vote out Pike. And Braum says, we'd have to convince Viego to vote him out. Nyla and Gwen are too close to him. It worries me not having this immunity necklace tonight. I, too, am feeling the effects of this island. So, again, you'll hear a player, like, go to strategize, and then they'll just have to mention how tired they are, and then they fizzle out, and they don't even give us any real information. So he's just worried he doesn't have a necklace tonight, and how tired he is, and fucking Nyla and Gwen seem impossible to beat, and he doesn't know what to do. Braum might be too defeated to even help the boys tonight. He might just vote with the girls no matter what. We'll see. We see Zillion. He says, "Who knew the girls were so close? Now that Braum has said something, I can see them celebrating their top 5 victory. I must settle my beef with Viego and secure our spot in the finale. My only other option would to take my scraps and make a fake idol. Maybe then my name will be avoid being written down tonight." So it looks like Zillion is going to attempt to make a fake idol last minute to try to decoy the name off of him, bro. Fear the old man in the profession where men die young. What even? Dude, he talked mad shit to this fucking guy. Look at him. Oh shit. So he talks about patching up his thing with Viego, his beef with Viego, because he realizes now the boys are gonna have to all work together to take out an ally of the girls so that they can beat them at the final 5, because those two girls are actually kind of dangerous together. And we're gonna hear from. Look at now he's sad, Viego. Viego's going through the emotions tonight, boys. Look at him, angry, but with tears in his eyes, full depression. And he said, Zillion says, "The fight between us is merely an illusion. The real fight is just beginning, my boy, and I have a plan so crazy it might just work. It just might work." He says, "What do you want? We're screwed anyway, so why does it matter?" Dude, look at him. God damn it, Viego. Stop being depressed, Charlie Brown. You gotta win the season, bro. You can do it. He's had every emotion tonight, bro. Fucking Viego's feeling something. We get Gwen and Nyla celebrating their victory, and she says, "We both made the finale. I gotta say, Gwen, I'm really proud of us. What a crucial immunity win too, Nyla. I'm proud of you as well. The question now is, who should we vote out?" So the girls are cooking up a plan. Here we go. Let's see what they want to talk about. It says, "Personally, we both know Pike is going to work with us in the end. I'm not afraid of Pike turning on either of us at the final 5. So they know they're not going to vote out Pike. They're going to go through all their options. Braum is a challenge beast, but other than that, he's not the biggest threat in this game. It's actually pretty unlikely he'll win his 4th immunity. So it's either Viego or Zillion. They're both received a ton of votes this season, so it'll be good to send them to the jury. The question is, who's a bigger threat at final 5? And then Nyla says, "Let's tell Viego and Braum we're voting out Zillion tonight. We only tell Pike the real vote target of either Braum or Viego. That way, if we can flush Zillion's final idol if he has one." So the girls are planning for a final idol from Zillion. They know how crafty he can be. And there's still one more person we really haven't heard from before we go to Tribal Council. Can you guys tell me who that is? There's one person in the top 6 that we haven't really heard from since we got back to the beach. That's Pike. Brand new slide for Pike. And he says, "The girls want to vote out Viego tonight. I can't let them do that. Braum must vote with me tonight and save Viego from elimination. I need Viego to make it to the finale. I want to beat him either at final immunity or fire making. Viego must be my kill. No one else can take that glory." Holy shit. A piece of Pike still wants Viego to fucking be in this game, but it's only because he wants to be the one to take him out. Hang on, I gotta take a sip of water, dude. This doing this gives me wicked cotton mouth. I'm just talking a fuck ton. That's my last bit of water. Okay. 7:33, we're killing it. We're gonna get to WWE, no problem. So he says Viego took out MF. Oh, sorry, I'll start with Pike. He says the girls want Viego to go. Zillion is the bigger threat. If we sit next to Viego at Final Tribal, we have a chance, but not against Zillion. If you voted out Zillion, he would vote for you over Viego at Final Tribal. And he says, "Viego took out MF. She has been my #1 ally. He's been my biggest threat since the merge, and now you want me to save him? What about you, Pike? Do you think you can beat Viego? I'll consider it." And then he says all that, and he goes, I'll consider it, Pike. You've been honest to me in this game. I trust you more than anyone else here." And he says, "Viego's mine. Gwen can't have that credit. Gwen can't have the credit." Pike is willing to save Viego so that he can be the one to take him out at Final 5. That's pretty hype. This is our final breakdown. It looks like Zillion might be working with the girls, and looks like Braum, Viego, and Pike might be working together. It might have a split vote tonight. Who knows? We'll see. Says, "Welcome to Tribal Council. Go ahead, grab a torch, dip it in, and get fire. In Survivor, fire represents your life. When your fire is gone, your game is over. For one of you, your journey ends tonight." Nyla has immunity, and then they're one of these five. All five of their names can be written down tonight. We'll see. I gotta take a piss, but I want you guys to just stare at this screen for a second and tell me who you think's going home. And if you want to tell me why, I'll give you brownie points. I'll be right back though. I'm gonna take a piss and
You're
grab
going
water.
home.
We'll see. All right, I'm back, guys. All right, let's get to it, shall we? Do. All right, so Joey, who's going home tonight?
You are.
Yeah, maybe Pike. We'll see. All right, so, oh fuck, I never did it. I just put another slide. I was gonna put a text bubble here, where they ask a question. I can make something up. Basically, he was gonna say like talking about island fatigue and also just knowing that there's a big feast for the final three. Like, is that anything that like is food fueling y'all, and like is anybody really like willing to say that they're excited for the fire making challenge? They call themselves out. Nobody does though. But yeah, they do say they're excited for food. That was a terrible question to ask. I'm high. Let's just move on. Gwen says, Ari says, all right, if anybody's an idol and like to use one, now is the time to do so. Gwen says, I'm playing this idol on myself. Says this is a hidden immunity idol. All votes for Gwen will not count. Then Zillion says, I'm playing the idol on myself. And he goes, okay, sure. And he goes, this is not a hidden immunity idol. All votes for Zillion will still count. Ooh, okay. So, fucking Zillion plays a fake idol. Let's see if it'll save him. Remember, all votes for Zillion count. First vote, Viego. Second vote, Viego. Third vote, Viego. 3 votes Viego, 3 votes left. Fourth vote, Zillion. Fifth vote, Zillion. 3 votes Viego, 2 votes Zillion, 1 vote left. We're tied. 3 votes Viego, 3 votes Zillion. So this is how it works. I'll read this to you. Viego and Zillion can't vote. Everyone else will re-vote and can only vote for Zillion and Viego. If it's a tie again, then we draw rocks. So just to repeat, Viego and Zillion cannot vote. Everyone else re-votes, and they can only vote for Zillion or Viego. All right, here we go. First vote. So there's only 4 votes now. First vote, Zillion. Second vote, Viego. 1 vote Zillion, 1 vote Viego. Only 2 votes left. Third vote, Zillion. 2 votes Zillion, 1 vote Viego, 1 vote left. 14th person voted out of Survivor Runeterra and the 8th member of our jury. Zillion, bring me your torch. Truly was a sweet experience being on this island. I look forward to making my glorious return someday. Zillion, the Chrono Keeper, 8th member of our jury. All right, chat. What do we think? How are we feeling? Dude, this fucking nuts. That is a crazy ending. Season 4, episode 13, Fire, Blood, and $1 million, coming January 20th. And as you can see right here, this is your list of people who have been voted out. Zillion voted out in the re-vote. Only 4 people were able to vote. Zillion and Viego were not able to vote. So it was Pike, Nyla, Braum, and Gwen who voted out Zillion over Viego. And I think what maybe might have tipped the scales and kept Viego safe tonight was the fact that a lot of these players mentioned today that they were way more scared of Viego or Zillion than they were Viego. And Zillion playing down his threat level only to, like, he performed pretty well in the challenge. And he also did that whole fake idol business right there at the end. Was just way too much. It really painted a target on his back unintentionally when he was trying to keep himself in the game. And so, yeah, Zillion is gone, ladies and gentlemen. And now you have your final 5 contestants. You want to take a look at them? Here we are. So, voted out in your jury is Set, Samira, Misfortune, Lux, Zyra, Zeri, Poppy, and Zillion. And your final 5 contestants are Gwen, Braum, Viego, Pike, and Nyla. And boom, there they are. The beautiful final 5. Look at them. One of those 5 is winning $1 million, ladies and gentlemen. It's fucking sweet, isn't it? Go back, I missed it. Hell yeah, Viego. Go back, you missed it. You missed what? You want to see the vote again? Or you want to see what? The jury? Just be any more specific and I will help you. I'll go back to the jury if you're tribal council. If you don't want me to spoil who goes home. Viego made his mission clear. He needs to vote out Pike and Gwen. I went to the bathroom before the vote. Oh, shit. Okay, so can I show it to you now? You want me to show it to you again? I ran to the bathroom too. Sometimes it takes me no time at all. Sometimes I'm fucking waiting in line. Like, actually, there's a line. Okay. So, this is the jury. It says, welcome to the tribal council. Go ahead, grab a torch, dip it in, and get fired. Survivor, fire represents your life. When your fire is gone, your game is over. For one of you, your journey ends tonight. And you see the 5. I was supposed to ask him a question, but I forgot, lol. And he says, all right, if anybody, so that everybody goes up to vote. And he says, if anybody has an idol and like to use one, now is the time to do so. Gwen steps up and she says, I'm playing the idol on myself. Jeff says, this is a hidden immunity idol. All votes for Gwen will not count. So Nyla and Gwen cannot be voted for tonight. Zillion also steps up and says, I'm playing the idol on myself. Jeff goes, sure, okay. And he goes, this is not a hidden immunity idol. All votes for Zillion will still count. So it was just fake, rubbish that fucking Zillion patched together in hopes of, like, downplaying his threat level while also trying to save himself. Because he's sweating it out at top 6, you know what I mean? He doesn't want to go home tonight. And then we read the votes. First vote, Viego. Second vote, Viego. Third vote, Viego. 3 votes, Viego. 3 votes left. Fourth vote, Zillion. Fifth vote, Zillion. 3 votes, Viego. 2 votes, Zillion. 1 vote left. We're tied. 3 votes, Viego. 3 votes, Zillion. We have not had a tie all season, so I can explain how a tie works. Viego and Zillion, we're going to re-vote. Viego and Zillion can't vote. Everyone else will re-vote and can only vote for Zillion or Viego. If we tie again, then everybody will draw rocks, and whoever draws the white rock goes home. So here we go. First vote, Zillion. Second vote, Viego. 1 vote Zillion, 1 vote Viego, 2 votes left. Third vote, Zillion. 2 votes Zillion, 1 vote Viego, 1 vote left. 14th person voted out as Survivor Runeterra and the 8th member of our jury. Zillion, bring me your torch. Truly was a sweet experience being on this island. I look forward to making my glorious return someday. This is, hang on. Because these are all people that were part of the stream, right? This is Jack Mehoff, dude. Jack's fucking gone. And now we're down to the final 5. What do you think, Haven? It was a very close fucking vote. Like, again, Viego received a ton of votes. Basically, they agreed it was either Zillion or Viego. I think it came down to these 3 voting against these 3. And then when they re-voted and you couldn't vote for this guy or this guy, these, I would say it was, I think, Gwen, who still voted for Zillion, and then these 3 voted together and took out, oh no, yeah, she went after Viego because she hates him. These 3 worked together and took out him. Just like that, no more idols can be played. And we're down to our top 5, ladies and gentlemen. So what do you think? These 2 hate each other. He wants these 2 voted out. These 2 will probably continue to work together, but also she said she wanted to get rid of her meat shield, but then she didn't because she's working with these 2. But then these 3 have a final 3 alliance, and this guy just fucking hates Gwen, but he also wants to vote out Pike and be the last Tika. It's just a fucking jumbled mess. She's the underdog who's starting to finally cook. Braum is fucking the exhausted warrior who has 3 immunity wins, but he hasn't been able to earn his 4th. Rooney must be so mad, Lamau. I'll miss Zillion. I'm gonna miss Zillion too, dude.